fallait finir les combats. Il fallait finir la guerre d'Algérie.
During the Liberation Revolution, the Algerian diplomacy played a key role as a continuation of the armed struggle. One of the main figures of our diplomacy was Saad Dahleb, who played a major role in the negotiations leading to the Evian Accords, and the architect behind the establishment of diplomatic relations with multiple countries around the world.
Saad Dahleb قلت لك زاد dans les hauts plateaux, donc à قصر شلالة, dans la région de قصر شلالة.
Saad Dahleb comes from Qasr Shalal. He grew up in a Bedouin environment. His journey was full of challenges and lessons. When he went to high school in Blida, he met with pupils from different regions. He met Ben Ramdan, Lamin Dabaghin, Ben Khadda, and Muhammad Yazid, who became later the elites of our society and important figures of our revolution.
Des nationalistes au départ, et en même temps l'élite du pays est sortie donc de ce lycée de Blida.
Born and raised in Qasr Shalala, Wilaya of Tiaret, and finished his studies in Blida, where he got his baccalaureate in philosophy. At the age of 18, Saad Dahleb showed a deep interest in national newspapers published at the time, especially the Ummah, where he wrote his very first political article under the title "You Are the Daggers," in which he delved into the suffering of the Algerian society.
جاهد Jacquin qui était le proviseur, il a donné son point de vue, قال ودي.
One day, their supervisor in high school, Jacquin, accused Saad Dahleb and his friends of being against the French, and he described them as daggers who will kill the French one day. Using the supervisor's words, Saad Dahleb wrote his famous article on Al Ummah newspaper, and the title he chose was "Your Daggers That We Sharpened Against France." At the age of 18, Saad was already making an impact.
Se vendait en Algérie et il a été élu ici en Algérie.
Saad Dahleb returned to his hometown Qasr Shalala in 1941, where he met with Misal al-Hajj, who was exiled there. On April 23, 1945, demonstrations emerged in the town, which was the spark that led to May 8, 1945 manifestations, according to Saad Dahleb.
Le 1er mai 1945, il y a eu des événements également à Alger.
On the 18th of April 1945, the mayor of Algiers, who was visiting Qasr Shalal, refused to receive Saad Dahleb's message, so Saad responded in a different way. Manifestations started, the French army interfered, and there were even Senegalese paratroopers landing to stop the manifestations. These manifestations were the first spark of the events of the 8th of May 1945 in Galma, Kharata, and Sétif.
Et ensuite, il y a les événements du 8 mai 1945, avec, nous connaissons l'histoire, c'est Galma, Kharata et Sétif.
Saad Dahleb rose through the ranks of the PPA, which is the Algerian People's Party, to become a member of its Central Committee by 1953. Dahleb had a reputation as a centrist in comparison to more radical figures. Dahleb presented himself as a bridge between older wise figures and younger members of the nationalist movement, who were much more enthusiastic. One of Saad Dahleb's biggest goals was to negotiate an independence agreement with Charles de Gaulle's government after the French military placed de Gaulle in power in 1958.
Les négociations, Saad Dahleb, pour vous dire vrai, il a
Saad Dahleb participated in all the Evian negotiations during the second provisional government, where he was Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the third provisional government, where he became Minister of Foreign Affairs. So the Evian negotiations file was between his hands from the beginning to the end.
Du ministère des Affaires étrangères. Donc il a assisté aux premières négociations.
Saad Dahleb was without question among the architects of the victory of our cause in Evian, the one who had most impressed the French by the relevance of his analysis, the skill in his interventions, and his pragmatism. He had the art of using his irresistible humor to unlock the most difficult situations, proving to be a successful negotiator. The national unity was at the center of Evian negotiations, where the French wanted to divide Algeria into North and South, a scheme that Saad Dahleb rejected categorically, affirming that Algeria is one and will always be one.
Avant la rupture donc, entre les deux négociations,
During the negotiations, the French kept repeating that the south of Algeria belongs to France. Saad Dahleb was fed up with their baseless claims, so he changed his seat and sat down with the French delegation, explaining that since he lives in the south and the south is French, as they claim, it means that he is French now. This move shocked everyone, and it was at this moment that the French delegation realized that there is no chance that France will take the south. So negotiations stopped again.
يعني قعدت معكم افروها دوك نفروها. Alors نفروها rupture des relations, rupture des négociations.
Dahleb was the first to link Algeria to Italy after meeting with Enrico Matti, the mastermind behind the creation of the giant company Eni, which is currently one of Algeria's largest partners in the energy sector.
Il a rencontré Enrico Matti.
Saad Dahleb met Enrico Matti, the Italian oil mastermind in Siberia, and that was the first contact of Algeria with Italy. Enrico Matti and Italy helped Algeria a lot. They provided Algeria with important files and information about how to negotiate with the French, especially with regard to the energy sector. Italy even opened an office in Tunisia so they can meet easily with Algerians and share intelligence.
Avec les Algériens pour être à côté d'eux au lieu de prendre l'avion, revenir, etc. Donc il a fait beaucoup de choses, Enrico Matti. Il faut lire le bouquin.
Chinese recognition was the first victory for Algerian diplomacy at the international level. The first visit of Saad Dahleb to China was in December 1958. Saad Dahleb, alongside the Algerian delegation, received an official reception usually reserved to presidents, and it's considered the first time that the Algerian national anthem was played by a foreign army in the world. The most beautiful gift offered to Algerians by their Chinese friends.
Mao Zedong قال لهم où se trouve l'Algérie.
When Mao Zedong knew where Algeria is located, 12,000 kilometers from China, Mao Zedong then said, "We will give you what you ever wanted. We will give you food, arms, and even our men to fight with you if you want."
L'alimentation. On vous donne des armes. On vous donne même des hommes.
The delegation was received by leader Mao Zedong in the presence of Prime Minister Chu Ai-li, and his reception was held to embody the assistance of the People's Republic of China to the government, which received military and medical equipment on March 20, 1959 to support the revolution. This diplomatic visit was a success as Mao Zedong qualified Algeria as China's ally.
Nous sommes à 12 000 kilomètres. La religion diffère. Comment nous sommes les alliés?
Mao Zedong then explained why Algerians are allies with China, despite the differences in language, culture, and religion. He said that you are in a war against the French. France is a NATO member, and the US is defending France by keeping the 6th American Fleet in the Mediterranean Sea. Thanks to you, the 6th American Fleet will not join the 7th Fleet located in the China Sea.
The Algeria-China relations are stronger than ever before. The legacy of Saad Dahleb, who was Minister of Foreign Affairs between 1961 and 1962 in the third and last provisional government of the Algerian Republic, leading the Algerian diplomacy, is being carried out with responsibility by the new generation.
Et bon, ils lui ont proposé plusieurs postes. Je veux ma liberté. Et c'est là.
Saad Dahleb refused any rewards or privilege. He just wanted his freedom. In 1971, he resigned from public life. He then went on a tour to the south of Algeria, the south that he bravely defended and refused to give up.
En Land Rover faire le tour du sud.
Saad Dahleb left the government service after several years. In 1988, he set up his own printing company to help publish material about the war and encourage intellectual and scientific creations, which proves the extent of the man's interest in freedom of thought and opinion. The University of Saad Dahleb in Blida named in his honor, was just one way that his legacy was commemorated. Saad Dahleb's diplomatic ability aided the establishment of an independent and united Algeria. He was without doubt the icon of the Algerian unity.